Good morning, all. This is December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, and was playing some Flash KO boxing this morning, and it completely inspired me to use Dell's mechanic to create a football game, and then it hit me that it's perfect for Canadian football. So I have very quickly I scribbled down my board, Canadian football. We have our possession markers here. We have our downs, and we have our football field. And so it uses the exact same mechanic system as Flash KO. However, it has its own rules for how the ball moves. And we're gonna play the world debut. This may have some wrinkles that need to be ironed out. Like mostly it would probably be total possessions. It might not be enough possessions to get good scores. So it should probably be closer to 10 or 12 possessions per team per game. 12, of course, would be really close to the Canadian game, college game, in the pro football game. But this is designed to give you Canadian football. How you rate the teams, again, just like boxing, we have an inside threshold and a outside margin. This is going to have a run threshold with a pass margin. And we're going to play at least one full game here. We have the Calgary Riders, fictional teams in 1960, and the Winnipeg Force. The odd team, Calgary, wins the coin toss. Calgary wins the coin toss. Calgary will fail the coin toss. Winnipeg will defer, and Calgary will kick it off, so they will get the ball to start the second. So we're going to start with Winnipeg with the ball. Okay, and so possession 8, and you don't even need to track it. You can just do scores, and you have a marker, but I'll do both. So kickoff's really easy. We're just going to return it for Winnipeg out on a one-day 6. So they're going to return it out to the 40. So Winnipeg will start their first game of the world debut of the Canadian football game. Flash KO is Dell's. This is quite simply one of the most fun and addicting. I'm working on the middleweights and the little guys, rating historical boxers for this. But I wanted to play this morning. And in playing it, I said, oh my God, I had this flash. This could be a great Canadian football game. So here we go. So Winnipeg's very simple. Their run threshold, so if anything is a 1, 2, or 3, they're going to be running the ball. And if they win under the threshold, they get a first down, right? If they pass the ball, anything above that is a pass, but the only way they can get a first down passing is if they roll a 5 or 6 and win. So let's just play, and you'll find out how this works. So this is always offense, this is always defense, and you have to win to have a chance at moving the ball for a first. You can win and not get a first down. We have 3 downs in Canadian ball, so this is great fun. Here we go, and of course a longer field. So Winnipeg, okay, so Winnipeg will win. It is tied. So they're going to win, they get their pass margin, and they tie. That's a first down pass. So ties with a threshold, automatically the offense wins, but they may or may not get the first depending on whether they make their threshold or their margin. First down. So Winnipeg throws a pass, so you can track stats. Winnipeg throws a pass for a first down. You could call it 10 yards, right? Just mark that down as a pass for 10, right? All right, Winnipeg's going to pass again, and they do hit their margin, so it is a completed pass for a first down. So they've passed, they're 2 for 2 for 20 yards. First down. Winnipeg moving the ball. All right, Winnipeg's going to pass again. So again, they get their pass margin and they win. It's another first down pass for Winnipeg. That's 3 for 3 for 30 yards. They're looking really good right now. Wow, they're going to win again. Another pass. It's 4 for 4 and a first down. So again, they are 4 for 4 for 40 yards. Winnipeg throwing great passes. Now again, that could be odds and ends of yardage, but you only move it in 10-point increments. Uh-oh, looks like the defense is probably, unless I roll a 5 or a 6, Winnipeg will have this be incomplete. No, it is complete, and it is because it's a tie. It's a pass for 10. So we had 40. We were here. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just completed another pass, first down. Winnipeg, 5 for 5 for 50 yards. Wow, Winnipeg's going to run the ball here, and they're going to lose. The margin is not -5, so it's not a fumble loss. So they're just going to get hammered nowhere, second down. So we move the ball. We don't move the ball. So if you either moving the ball or you're moving the downs, right? So if you win, you move the ball. You have to win by the threshold or the margin and win to move it. If you don't, you can still win the roll, fail the margin or the threshold, and you move the downs. You can fail and move the downs. All right, sorry, I know it sounds confusing, but it's just like it's similar to the boxing game, except the offense is always on with the ball. All right, now Winnipeg is facing a second down here. They tried to run, they didn't get anything. They passed down the field 5 for 5 for 50 yards. And here they're going to pass again, 6 for 6. That's another first down. So that's going to be a success because they get their margin and they win. Wow, so they are 6 for 6 for 60 yards on this drive, and that's going to be 7 for 7, and +4 is nothing special. So they're down inside the 10, and they are 7 for 7 for 70 yards on the first drive, and Winnipeg's going to throw it into the end zone for a touchdown. So Winnipeg is going to be, I'm going to have to put this 8 for 8 for 80 yards. That is epic, but more importantly, they're going to throw a 10-yard touchdown pass. So QB, 10-yard pass to, slot 1, right? The PAT right now is automatic. I'm not doing anything special for PATs. And that on that drive, they were passing 8 for 8. They had one run that they failed to do anything with. So Winnipeg, in their first drive, goes right down the field passing the ball in 1960. That is sweet. Okay, ready? Kickoff. Oh, only out to around the 20 for the Calgary Riders. Okay, the Calgary Riders run pretty good. They pass really good, right? So Calgary would be the best possible passing chances. Their running is solid. Winnipeg likes to run the ball, and they really aren't a great passing team. And they went 8 for 8 for 80 yards, so they just happen to roll a lot of 5s on that drive. So Winnipeg just started strong, but normally that's not going to happen for them. All right, Calgary with their first possession. They're down now on the road. Okay, so Calgary is going to throw it. That's a touchdown. So a +5 differential. So Calgary, QB, throws a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100-yard pass. 100-yard pass. 100-yard pass TD. We'll save to the receiver 1 PAT, and they were 1 for 1 for 100 yards. Oh my God, folks, it's 7-7, and just like that a +5 margin is a pass touchdown. Wow! So Calgary, who is a great passing team, throws a bomb for a touchdown. 20 from 110 would be 90. That's a 90-yard pass. Sorry, guys. I've got to get my Calgary numbers right. My Canadian field numbers right. That's a 90-yard pass. So they did it in 8 passes. Calgary did it in 1 bomb. Oh, my God. The fans here in Winnipeg on their feet. Can't believe it. What a game. Winnipeg's kick return here in the first. Oh, they go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out to center field. Winnipeg with a brilliant kickoff return. And they, again, this is the last possession for them of the first quarter. Winnipeg's tied up 7-7, but they had a brilliant return. Wow, they're going to complete another pass. So Winnipeg is now 9 for 9. That's great. First down. There they are. That's going to be a run failure. They get nothing. Second down. So that could be stuffed, right? Second down, it's going to be a run failure. Third down, they will punt. And all you have to do out of a successful punt is win the roll. They're going to win the roll. So remember, a tie goes to the offense. That's a win roll. That's a 5 punt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to go into the end zone. It's not a rouge because the difference is not a -4. If it was the difference of -4, could be a rouge. In other words, they would punt it into the end zone. The other guy doesn't get it out. So yes, a -4 on any field goal or punt is a rouge. So I've even accounted for how you can score a rouge. So they're going to get the ball out to the 20. Oh, no, it's in the end zone. Yeah, we've got to return it. Sorry. Return 2. Oh, 1, 2. There we go. All right. So that was a punt. Winnipeg completed a pass, but not enough passes there. We're going to be already going into that. This is the final drive of the first quarter for Calgary. They threw a touchdown of 90 yards on their first play of the season. Oh, they're going to succeed at another brilliant pass, almost another touchdown. So margin is 3, so 5 is a successful pass over the margin, and they win first down. If that would have been a 6, that would have been another touchdown. 5 and 5, that's an offensive margin, yes, and they tie, so it's a win. It's another touchdown, or another first down. So 2 for 2 for 20 yards. I'm getting a lot of passes, but they just call it is Canadian ball, so passes aren't out crazy. And I have lost my die. Where did that die go? There it is. So I've been throwing a lot of 5s here, and oh, that, folks, is a run for a touchdown. So Calgary's going to hand it off. Snake Eyes. His offense wins. And because it's inside the margin, this gives a chance for a one team. Like Regina's a really... So Regina will not run the ball much, but when they do, they can score a touchdown, but they're going to fail a lot. So Regina is a horrible running team, and they're a bad passing team. So this would be the worst possible team in the game. This would be a really good team, right? And of course, you got other matchups. That's actually a touchdown for Calgary. So Calgary now is going to rip it off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an 80-yard. Let me see here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 70-yard run. So it's going to be a running back 70-yard run. Holy cow. TD, and the extra point counts. Calgary, at the end of the first quarter, Calgary on the road up 14-7. Holy cow, that's the first quarter, folks. Winnipeg with a kickoff. 2, they're going to bring it out to the 20. All right, Winnipeg going to work. Winnipeg's had some really good luck passing. That will not continue just by the natural fact that they're not a great passing team, right? They are a good running team. Yep, they're going to run and they're going to win. That's 10 yards for Calgary, pounding the rock. So you could count that as a run for 10 yards, folks, if you were tracking stats. They're going to run for 10 again. That's another. So that's 2 carries for 20 yards. First down, they're out to the 40. Winnipeg pounding the rock. Oh, this is going to be a run threshold win. First down, because remember, all you got to do is get inside your run threshold, and in a tie or better, they're going to win. That's 3 carries for 30 yards up to the 50 for Winnipeg. And Winnipeg is going to run, lose. So they carry the ball and get popped second down, so they don't get anything there. So that's 4 carries, only 30 yards, or 4 rushes, or 4 series. Oh, here they're going to pass. So 3 is not a run. 3 or less would be a run. So 4 is a pass, but they fail. So this completed, or you can see this is incomplete. Third down, they will punt. And they're going to get a failed punt, which only goes 30. 1, 2, 3. There it is, folks. So that's Winnipeg. Winnipeg punts again. That's their second punt of the day. And now Calgary has got the ball at the 40. All right, Calgary, first down. What can they do? They have a good passing game. Oh, they're going to run, but they're going to fail. So they get, that's a -4 on a run, is not a fumble. A -4 on a pass is intercepted. A -5 on a fumble, on a run, is a fumble. So if this was that would have been a fumble lost, right? But as it is, it's just a failed run. So they run the ball for 2 or 3 yards. They don't get the first down. Oh, tie pass. That's a first down pass for Calgary. And they're winning already 14-7. And look at that. They're already at the 50. They're going to run and lose. So again, another handoff. They don't get enough. They're going to run and lose. Third down, they're going to punt. So 2 back-to-back carries don't get them a first down. They're going to punt. The punt is 50, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're going to take over at the 20. So Calgary forced to punt. And now Winnipeg with the final possession of the half for them. And they have the ball at the 20. All right, so let's see what Winnipeg can do here in this Canadian, 1960s Canadian game. It's going to be a run, but they fail, so they get hammered trying to carry the rock. Winnipeg does want to run more, right? That's the best threshold you can have. They're going to throw a pass, baby. That's complete for a first down. So Winnipeg, first down, move it 10. That's going to be a run, fail, so they run and get nothing. Second down. So Winnipeg running, but not doing real well. Oh, they're going to pass. +4 doesn't matter. A +5 would be an automatic touchdown, but it is a first down. So again, you have to beat your margin, beyond or beat your margin, and you have to win the roll, and you get to move forward. First down. Winnipeg marching. It is 14-7. Winnipeg behind here at home. Winnipeg is going to run and win. First down. So that's a run for 10 yards, or run for a first down. That's going to be a pass win for a first down at the center line. So they're at center field. First down, Winnipeg is marching from their own 20. This is bad news. So that on a run, that's a -5. That's a fumble loss. So Winnipeg will fumble loss. They're going to fumble the ball away right there. There is no return. So Winnipeg is done for the first half. Calgary takes over right there for their final drive. So Calgary's final drive, that was a -5 fumble loss. Winnipeg coughs it up. Calgary goes to work. Calgary is going to have a pass margin, and they're going to tie. That's a first down pass. Calgary, again, up 14-7 on a turnover now. Final drive of the half. Calgary is going to pass, but they're going to fail, so it's incomplete, second down. Calgary is going to pass, successful, first down. A margin, yes, and they beat it, first down. Calgary looking good. Wow, Calgary is going to pass, incomplete, second down. Calgary is going to pass because it's above 2. So this is what you need to pay attention to. So they're not going to run. They are going to pass the margin, and again they succeed. I'm sorry, I was thinking it was 5. That is successful first down pass for Calgary. So Calgary now is margin. They're down to the 30. That's a first down pass. I didn't realize their margin was 3. I was going to show you something, but there's a successful pass down to the 20. First down. Calgary throwing the ball beautifully here late. That's going to be a -3. So they run the ball for minus second down. So they just fail to get the first. They're going to pass successfully down to the 10. First down. And Calgary, they're going to run and fail. Second down. They try to run inside the 10. They're going to run and fail. Third down inside the 10. They're going to kick the field goal. All we need to do is get a better number or tie, and we will score a field goal. And we are going to fail. So field goal missed. Missed field goal. But nobody, we got punt, fumble lost, and missed field goal. So it's 14-7 at halftime. Calgary with a brilliant final drive following a fumble. And they miss the kick. Unbelievable. All right, so we're going to be starting the second half of the game. There's 4 possessions left. Starting the second half. Again, Winnipeg will get the ball because Calgary will get the ball because Winnipeg got it the first half. So Calgary is going to return it out to the 30. And here we go. Calgary goes to work again, and they're going to run successfully for a first down. So again, we got 2, so that's a run. 1 or 2 is a run, and they tied, so they get 10 yards. First down run for Calgary. They're going to pass, and they're going to succeed. First down. So Calgary, man, is a great offense. They just couldn't complete that last drive. They're going to run, and they're going to fail. Second down. So they run the ball for something. They just don't get the first. And here they're going to pass, and they're going to fail. Third down, they're going to punt. All we got to do is roll higher or tie to 50 punt, or 5 punt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to the 20. So they had to punt. Calgary has to punt on their first drive of the second half. All right, let's see if Winnipeg can drive down and tie the game. Winnipeg is going to run the ball and fail, second down. So they carry and fail. Winnipeg's going to carry and succeed, so that's a run for a success, first down. Pounding the rock, Winnipeg. Winnipeg is going to pass and but fail, second down. Winnipeg is going to succeed big on a pass for a first down. Remember, +5 is a touchdown, that's +4, but it's a first down. So Winnipeg on a little second down pass. We're going to get a run success for 10 yards, first down. Winnipeg moving, baby. Winnipeg here is going to run and tie is success. They're going to move the ball 10, first down. So Winnipeg now at center field. Oh, Winnipeg's going to complete a pass for a first down. Man, we are marching. Winnipeg looking brilliant on this drive. Winnipeg here is going to run, fail, second down, so they carry the rock, get popped. Winnipeg's going to run and fail. -5 is a fumble. Winnipeg's second fumble lost of the day. The horrible -5. Now, if this was reversed, that would be a completion for a first down. If it was reversed, that would have been a touchdown bomb. But as it is, Calgary takes over right there. They are up 14-0. Winnipeg fans are dejected as that was a beautiful drive and they fumbled the ball away. All right, it's going to be a run fail of -4. That's not -4 is nothing special. But they run the ball, don't get the first. Here they're going to pass the margin, and it's first down to the center field line. So Calgary moving at center field. Calgary's going to pass successfully down to the 50, first down. It's going to be Calgary on a pass. Oh, okay, so they pass, they fail, so incomplete, second down. They're going to run successfully. Wow, on a second down carry, he gets the first down. Holy cow, down to the 40. Calgary is going to pass unsuccessfully, second down, so incomplete. Calgary is going to run unsuccessfully, third down. They're going to kick a field goal. Nope, they can't. They have to be at the 3 or closer to kick the field goal. So we're going to go for it. Calgary is going to pass successfully. Are they going to hit their margin? But they're going to fail. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And Winnipeg takes over right there on a turnover on downs, folks. Last possession of the third quarter. Winnipeg down by 7. Final drive of the third quarter. The fans here getting restless. They want Winnipeg to tie this up. Winnipeg is going to successfully pass. So here we go. That was what I wanted to show. So it's not a run. 4 is a pass, but it is not a win. It is not a first down. So it's completed. So this would be a completion, but not a first down. So it's second and short. That was what I was trying to show before with them, and I missed it. So a 4 here would be a pass, but he did not get the margin for the first down. Wow, so this will be a pass for a first down. So Winnipeg, again, if they can avoid the fumbles, might be winning this game. It's going to be a run for a first down. So again, a run threshold, yes, and they succeed. So it's a first down run for Winnipeg. Wow, it's going to be a fumble lost. Oh my God, what is up? Winnipeg is a running team, and they just keep coughing. That's their third fumble loss, folks. That's going to wrap up the quarter. We have punt, fumble loss, turnover downs, fumble loss. Nobody scores in the third. Fourth quarter, Calgary starts the fourth from the center field line. There is no fumble return. There is an interception return, but no fumble return. Calgary goes to work. They are going to pass successfully for 10, first down. Calgary is going to pass successfully for 10. Remember, a 6 would have been a touchdown there. They're going to pass successfully for 10 down to the 30. Calgary, 3 for 3 for 30 yards on this drive. They're going to pass successfully down to the 20. So they're 4 for 4. 4 for 4 for 40 yards on this drive. Oh, -4 on a pass. Oh, no, that's a run. Whew, barely. That could have been an interception. So they are running. Failure. Second down. Boy, they're lucky that wasn't a -4 pass. All right, it's going to be a run. Successful down to the 10. So now they're pounding the rock. First down inside the 10. And Calgary is going to run successfully for a touchdown. Calgary running back, 10-yard run. 10-yard run, TD, extra point counts. And wow, Winnipeg reeling. Fans roar here as fans boo here as Calgary takes a 14-point lead. A return of 4. And Calgary getting the job done. It is 21-7. Winnipeg has to score 2 touchdowns and stop Calgary to tie the game. It's going to be a pass for a first down because it is 5 or above, and they won. So first down pass up to the 50. Winnipeg goes to work. It's going to be a pass. Okay, now here's a great example. They complete the pass, but it isn't bad the margin, so it's a completion, but it's second down. So that would make it second and short. And that's going to be it's going to be a run for a first down. So they run for a first. So they throw for they complete a pass, but it wasn't enough. They got it on the run. They're going to pass again successfully, but not a first down. So second and short. It's going to be a pass, unsuccessful. So incomplete, third down. They got to go for it. They have no choice. And they're going to pass successfully for a first down. So they got their margin and they won. So that is a first down pass. Good job. They're at the 50. They are going to pass and fail, so incomplete, second down. Winnipeg is going to pass successfully for a first down. Oh, they need a 6 to throw a bomb for a touchdown there. Here they're going to pass successfully, but it is not a first because they did not get 5 or 6. So again, another completed pass, but not beyond the sticks. This is going to be a successful run, first down. So again, on second and short, they run for the first. Man, Winnipeg with a brilliant long drive. Oh, they're going to come, again, as long as they get their margin and they tie or win, that's a completed pass for a first down. Down to the 20, Winnipeg's threatening, the crowd here roaring. That's going to be a pass, complete, but not enough for the first. Second and short again. They're going to run for the first down to the 10. First down, the crowd roars as Winnipeg threatens here at the 10. And Winnipeg will run for the touchdown. Winnipeg, RB, 10-yard run. TD, PAT is good. The crowd roars. The kickoff to Calgary out to the 40. Wow, brilliant. This is the final drive of the game for Calgary. They are winning 21-14. Winnipeg needs to stop them and tie the game. It's going to be a successful run for 10 out to the 50. It's going to be a touchdown run. Snake Eyes is a TD run, so this will be a That would be 55, 65-yard run. Running back, 65-yard run, touchdown. PAT is good. The fans here are dejected. Some are leaving as they no way now. Oh, and the kick return is horrible as Winnipeg bobbles the kick. It bounces around. They scoop it up and get hammered at the 10. So Winnipeg cannot win this game now. Calgary has scored 14. There's no way Winnipeg can win, but they could save face with a good long drive. It's going to be a completed pass, but not. They win they pass, but they don't win the margin. Second and short again. So they keep throwing underneath the sticks. Here they're going to pass again, complete, but not enough for the first. So again, they don't automatically get a first. They have to get the margin. So it would be another dink pass. Oh my God, third down, they have to go for it. This is the game right here. Oh, touchdown pass, quarterback. Holy cow, folks, that's 100. That would be, again, 90 yards? No, 100 yards. That is 100 yards because it's a 110-yard field. We're on the 10. 100-yard TD pass to receiver 2. PAT's automatically good right now. Calgary gets 2 running touchdowns to make it 14. Winnipeg gets 14. Holy cow, folks, 28-21. Calgary wins the very first world debut playtest of Canadian football using Del Branham's dueling dice mechanism with specialized rules for rating the teams and what the die rolls mean. That was epic. 28-21, Calgary gets it done. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful Merry Christmas.